Welcome back to Animal Based in Your Face with Scott and Pam. Today we're going to talk about meal prep. Most people struggle on any diet, not just the animal based or carnivore diet, but any diet with what am I going to eat? How am I going to eat that? Well, we're going to talk about that today. Meal prep is the key to stay on track with your diet. Now we're going to make a series of breakfast and lunch meal preps. And we'll probably even do some on dinners. But this morning, we're going to make a quiche meal prep. So this is the 9-inch pie plate. This will make about 4 large pieces of quiche. So that's 4 breakfast meal preps. Now, this is everything we're going to need. We're going to actually only use 4 ounces of bacon. Or 4 slices of bacon. So what we're going to do is we're going to be cooking some bacon in our pot like our other video on our channel. And we're going to cook the bacon just for the quiche in this little pot because we're going to be adding some spices to that. So let's get cooking. We've got all of our ingredients together to make our carnivore quiche animal-based style. And Pam, what are those ingredients?
The ingredients are 4 slices of thick cut smoked bacon, and we are going to cut those into an 1/8 of an inch piece. A 1/2 teaspoon of thyme.
Thyme in there.
Okay. And a pinch of ground nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
We're going to do a 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt.
We like to use good old salt, not your regular kind.
Heavy whipping cream. We're going to do 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Next will be pork panko.
We make our own.
And we're also going to use the shaker Parmesan, which has the green top.
Now you can shred, finely shred your own Parmesan, but most people don't have a big processor to do that with.
Like we do.
Yep. So you can use a little green top one.
So today we're going to make it a little bit more simple. Then we're also going to use a teaspoon of butter.
And that's basically just going to go in the bottom of the pie plate.
And you're going to need 5 large room temperature eggs. We use the pasture raised. And then you're going to need 2 ounces of, Scott, pronounce that cheese for us.
Gruyere.
Gruyere.
You gotta say it like the French. Gruyere.
Yeah, 2 ounces of that, say it again.
Gruyere.
Freshly grated cheese. And those are our ingredients. You're also going to need a baking sheet with edges.
Okay, so I've got our 4 slices of thick cut bacon. And we're going to cut those in an 1/8. So you cut it in half, cut in half, and then you cut it in half again. Now, if you want yours smaller, you can go to 1/16. Just cut that in half. Or if you want to even smaller than that, you can cut that in half. Just however small you want your bacon. Because this is going to be in basically a piece of pie. So we're just going to cut our bacon up.
Now we're going to let that bacon cook, and we just want to cook it about halfway. And at the halfway point, we're going to add a couple of the seasonings that goes in it.
Right, so right before it's getting done, we put the thyme and the nutmeg in there, not the salt. The salt's going to go in the egg part to help with the protein releasing molecules of the egg. But the bacon, we want to get all that good flavor from the spices in the bacon before it cooks. And we actually don't like big chunks of bacon, so I'm cutting these up just a little smaller.
Pretty much like a dice.
Yeah. But if you don't mind it, that's fine. I mean, some people like their bacon almost raw. We like ours crispy. But just cook this in the pot on medium heat.
Depending on your stove, it could be medium high, but just get it halfway cooked.
Okay, we shredded our Gruyere cheese in our food processor, and we've got our 2 ounces out for our recipe. Just wanted to show y'all a little hack. If you cut off the label of your cheese or whatever you've got going on, take some tape. Now when you pop it in the fridge, you know what's in here and you don't lose track. While our bacon is cooking, take a teaspoon of butter, and you just want to smear the bottom and the sides of your pie plate really well with the butter.
I'm gonna grease it up really good with some fresh, healthy butter.
That's right. Don't ever use any of that Crisco stuff. Use butter or lard. Then we got a little green shaker stuff.
And our pork panko.
Pork panko.
And you're gonna take just enough pork panko and that Parmesan to fully coat the bottom and the sides of your pie plate. Ignore our puppies, they're having fun.
Now that it's all greased up, we're gonna take our Parmesan and our pork panko, and you just wanna use enough just to coat the bottom
And the sides.
and the sides of it. Just kind of shake it around. From your hand. And just kind of mix it together. Get you a little more.
We're making like our crust.
Yeah, this is going to be the crust.
It's gonna adhere to that butter that he put in the pan. And you're just gonna keep working it until you get it totally covered.
We've got our crust complete. So basically just, you know, push it up on the edges, kind of smash it down a little bit with your fingers. Try to get it all around there. Now we're gonna go ahead and preheat our oven before we start our eggs. We're gonna preheat to 325, and then we're gonna do our eggs. And we wanna cook this on the middle rack. So we're gonna need to slide this out when we put it in there.
All right, let's check our bacon. Now we like ours a little crispier, but we're gonna get it about half done. It looks like it's browning.
It's starting to brown, so let's add in our spices. So we're gonna add in the nutmeg and the thyme.
Thyme, whatever you call it, depending on where you live. So that was a half a teaspoon of that thyme, or 1/16, or just a pinch of the nutmeg.
Just stir it up. Oh, smell it.
Now, once you get that mixed up really good, you're gonna turn your fire down on your stovetop, and you're just gonna stir it occasionally and reduce that heat down to a low. And we're gonna let it cook probably about 20 minutes. Just let those spices kind of cure with that bacon.
All right, you want to take your 5 room temperature eggs and you want to beat them for about 30 seconds till they get foamy. Okay, so about 30 seconds, you see how it has some foam there with the egg.
Nice and foamy.
We're going to add our salt.
That was 1/8 teaspoon of salt.
And we want to do 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. And please use organic. And if you can find it
raw, then do raw. Now we're going to beat this on a medium low. And you're going to do that until it's smooth like a custard. It should take anywhere from probably 30 seconds to a minute.
Medium low. All right, we got that mixed together.
It's all smooth.
And we're going to bring it over here to our pie. We've got our 2 ounces of our Gruyere cheese. We want to sprinkle that in the bottom of the pie.
You notice we put that on a rimmed baking sheet.
In case it spills over when it's cooking, you don't get your oven all messy.
Always take precautions. All right, so spread that out evenly.
Be careful and don't scrape your bottom of your pie crust there. Okay. Our bacon is done. I'm going to turn that off. Now you want to take this bacon mixture and you want to put it in your pie. Now we're not going to use all that bacon grease. Don't worry about drying it off or anything. You just want to kind of spread it around.
Oh, it smells so good in here. I'm hungry. I can't wait to eat.
Just spread it evenly as you can. All right. Move a little bit of this around with our fingers, and I got some on the bottom. Because you want a little bite of bacon in every piece, right? Every bite. Now, we're going to take only half of our mixture. So we're going to pour it in about halfway, and we're going to put it in the oven, and then we're going to pour the rest in. The reason why is you don't want this to slosh over and come over the sides. Just slowly pour that in. Okay, so we got about half left.
Awesome.
Now we're going to go over to our oven.
Okay, I'm going to open that for you. There you go. Get a pot holder. Don't want him to burn his hands off.
Pull your rack out. Put this here on your rack. Pour the rest in.
Yum.
And the last bit, just start from the middle so it's even. There we go. Slide that in gently.
How long are we letting that cook for?
We're letting this cook for about 30 minutes at the 325. You want to check on it around the 25-minute mark. What we're looking for is we're looking for the edges to start to set up, but the middle to be still wobbly.
A little wobbly.
Because what we're going to do when it gets to that point, we're going to shut the oven off and we're going to let everything cool down. And it's going to basically cook at a lower temperature as the oven cools down for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so we've been checking it and the edges are set. When you can wiggle it, see how the middle wiggles just a little bit, but the edges are firm. That's when you're ready to shut the oven off. Shut it off, but leave it in there for 20 minutes. All right, our carnivore quiche animal-based style is done. Looks beautiful. Now we're going to put it on a wire rack If you don't have a wire rack, you just want to put it on something that the air can get underneath it. Still a little warm. We want to let this set for 2 hours at the minimum. You got 2.5 hours, a little bit better, but at least 2 hours before you try to cut into it and let it set. Our carnivore quiche animal-based style is rested for 2 hours. We're now going to cut it into fourths. So we're just going to cut down the middle. And then cut it this way.
You want to cut them again? Do you think they're too big? Or?
Yeah, I think we'll give them another cut. Pretty big, aren't they?
Yeah. That's better.
Yes.
Like it's cutting great.
All right. Let's get us a piece out here.
There you go.
Thank you, babe. I'm gonna lift it up with this.
I think I want you to get me that one with all that bacon showing on top. Cut that corners, the edges a bit better. There we go. I think the dogs all want some to
We
whine.
all want some. They know we're making it.
Y'all like our pie lifter?
Yeah, we need
We don't
a
have
better
one.
pie lifter.
Oh, look at that. Can you hold it up here? Let me look at it. Goes. All right, hold it still, please. Look at that quiche. Now this would be perfect to heat and go any morning you're headed out the door to work. You need something quick. We're fixing to give it a taste test and eat some dinner. Probably gonna add some bacon on the side.
Look at
Go
the
real
back
slow.
side of that.
Yeah, go real slow.
That crust is going to be nice. Pork rind crust, eggs and bacon.
Looking good. We hope you guys enjoy this carnivore quiche. And just remember, you can add any protein you want. If you don't want to do bacon, you can do sausage, turkey, ground beef, whatever you want. For more delicious recipes and tips, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Animal Based in Your Face, and click on the bell to make sure you get notifications when we post new things.